What's one beautiful thing about life? I think love is beautiful, man. I really do think it's just a human experience. That level of depth isn't experienced by many, creatures that we know of. It's been written in stories for our whole lives and past, for millions of years. Love is uniquely human. It can be so unique and give you so many emotions at the same time being everywhere. And sometimes not. It really depends, if you're able to grasp that or catch that moment yourself. I think that's something I'm trying to really work on too and figure that out. What about you? Welcome back. Welcome home. You Are Here podcast episode. This is 230. Baby, episode 230, and it's episode 2 of Solo Mike. Actually, I lied. I did a couple in the past, like I've said. The last solo I did. But, if you're listening right now, I love you. I hope you can feel that through my voice and the way I say it. I really do love you and I appreciate you. And don't forget to like and subscribe. You know what I mean? It's right down there. Or if you're on the little Apple Podcast or Spotify, it wouldn't hurt to just hit the rate 5 stars. I'm going to be selfless today, dude. Or selfish. Is it selfish or selfish? Definitely selfish. But yeah, man, it's a solo episode today. Let me bring this up. I feel like I'm hunching. Solo episode. Dave is in Italy. You know what? This is why I'm imagining him doing it right now. I'm imagining him just like cottage, home, hotel, Airbnb rented out. Where it has that cottage, like it's on the side of the mountain and the cottage doors are open and the city's on the bottom and the ocean is right there. And, there's just a plate. You look down and there's a plate of just the best pasta you've ever ate in your life or amazing pizza. And that's what I'm hoping he's doing right now. Yeah, man. The trip is a celebration, I think, for his wife. And I think just for both of them, man, for killing it. And, and being on this journey together. And I think that's beautiful. I really love that. And congratulations to Lena for becoming a doctor. You have to celebrate. And, I hope you guys are enjoying it. While I'm here, wallowing in my feelings and in my thoughts. I'm not wallowing. You know what? I've been so introspective, I think. My birthday just passed on the 17th. Happy birthday to me. And, man, I really get very introspective on my birthday. I start to just think about everything that's been happening and where I'm at and let me share that with you guys. So at this point in life, I'm 27, I know the kid looks young. He's 27 and he's still single. Anyone? No, I'm just kidding. I'm 27. I'm living alone in my apartment. We have this studio in my kitchen. And it's another episode of the podcast that we've been doing for, years and years. I've stopped counting because I just don't care anymore about counting how long. Numbers have gone away from me. Numbers as a idea, terrible. I think numbers is a terrible idea in itself. And you could take that any way you want, all right? But I think I'm saying that because I think these past couple of days, I've been online, and I think Dave's been, talking about this, and he's been offline for a while, and I've been very online. I've come to realize, and I kind of see, you know what, man? I've been feeling the effects of like noticing it and realizing it, that it's not good for you. Now, I think there's like a good balance, and I'm usually good at like balancing, a certain thing, because I've been bad at it in the past. So I've definitely learned the hard way about balancing things, especially, the indulgences like that with the phone, or well, maybe not food. Food's my one food's my one problem. Balance with food is tough because, next thing, last month I was going to the gym every day and eating great. And then this month I stopped going after I came back from Japan, and it's my birthday week and it's my birthday month, so I'm not going to eat anything healthy, and I'm going to eat all the junk food. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's just tough finding the balance because it's so accessible in your hands and you don't know what to do, and I'm trying to figure out some business stuff through the phone, and it's all connected and you can't get away from it, especially with my job, with everything. I got people calling me all day. I just want to sit down and not. Like, I want to, you know what it is? People be calling this all day, and it may seem like a brag, but it's not fun because it's not about fun things. It's about work things, and that's not fun. So it almost is like, man, I wish my phone was like people were doing fun things on it, and like they're not. So that makes me feel like, damn it. So I'm you know what? I'm gonna go on TikTok and start scrolling through, and then just endlessly swipe for an hour. And then be like, you know what? No more TikTok. And then your boy goes straight to Instagram and he goes to Reels. And then he goes for an hour and he says, oh, okay, he can't do Instagram either. So now I'm on YouTube and I'm scrolling through shorts. Now look, the cycle's there and it's bringing me down. So I'm going to say here, I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm going to figure out that balance myself. I might need help. I might have to check back next week and see how that's going. But last week we actually made I told Dave that he gave me basically a challenge of writing something every day. And I'm going to be real. I didn't write anything again. I got to keep it totally honest with you, man. And you know what? I'm going to say that today it starts where I'm going to be writing every day. Because I didn't do it last week and the week before that. But I want to do it. Because, I've been thinking about, like I said, this time is very sentimental, makes me think a lot. But I feel like sometimes I'm in my head too much. And instead of, thinking up here all the time, I should put it out somewhere. Or either talk to someone about it. Or, I don't know, maybe write. Maybe that could be my outlet. That's how it usually was. You know what I mean? With a lot of like music stuff I've written or story stuff I've tried to write. It's always been something like that where it's bothering me for so long where I need to get it out that I end up doing it that way. But yeah, I think I haven't done that in a while. And I want to start doing that. Because I think mentally it'll help me. I feel very, I don't know. I always feel like, I don't know if you guys feel this too, but I always have this strange feeling that I just can't describe of like when things are going well in life. And then to me, I think, what does that mean? So when I'm going through things well in life, it feels like I'm doing a lot of things. I'm being around people I love. I'm happy. I'm having a good time. But then there's those like stagnant minutes in between. Like right after feeling good, I'm like, oh, like when I get home and I close the door, I'm like, oh, it's not good, is it? Or oh, like I feel like I don't feel bad, but I feel like I'm like, oh, but what about now? Like, what are we doing now? I'm sitting home. I'm like, oh, well, let me get my mind off it. And then I just, either I cook, I get on my computer, I watch stuff, I watch movies, I watch a little anime. Like, I don't know if this, like, maybe I'm not satisfied with the cycle, man, with what life is, And with this time in the introspection, I thought today while I was driving in the car and I was heading to do something for work, I was thinking, man, like, I'm so up in my head that sometimes, like, I think about life so much. I think about just like living and what it entails, and I think about it all the time that, like, so much you do, and we can think about our lives, right? But then I start thinking about everything happening around the world, like the wrong things that are happening. And it makes life feel like almost scary to like live, to go out there and like, I don't know. It's a lot. Like to that we are able to do this every day, like take in all this information, have to make our own decisions to big decisions to change things or run a like people are entrusting me with running something or figuring something out, and I have to take that and be like, okay, well, I guess I got to do it now, and if I don't, then well, things aren't just gonna work, right? Which is it's a little scary, man. Sometimes it feels tough, you know, with when sometimes the world feels like everything's on your shoulders, you know, and 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 when you think about, a day being over, you're like, oh, well, I got to do this tomorrow, or I got to do this for a week or a month, or I don't know, you know what I mean? And then I'm just trying to fill it up with things. It almost feels like I'm trying to fill it up with like fun things to counteract the like the dissatisfaction of I guess like the daily grievances, the daily struggle of things. Um and that's just me, I think, just thinking too deep on things. Is that it? I wonder if that's right, you know? The more you think about, the logistics of life and the and you know what it is? I saw this one when I was doing my deathly scrolls. That's what I'm going to call now, the deathly scroll. I was doing my deathly scroll, and I landed on someone. I don't know why my algorithm right now is conspiracy talk. It's just conspiracies. And it's people that are like, I figured it out. I figured something crazy out. And it has that music. So it's like, wah, 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 wah. Whoa. Did you know the scariest theory for human beings to understand is, and there's like warning, trigger warning. If you don't want to have your mind blown, then turn it off. And I'm obviously, if there's a warning, I'm not taking it. Sorry. I have to see what it is. The curiosity is going to destroy me. So I listen in, and they're like, there's some sort of philosopher that went insane or went crazy and killed himself when thinking about, I feel like everyone, especially if you get high, you're like, what, like I'm looking at the camera right now and you're looking at the screen right now. What actually is going on? Why is this the format that we're given? Like, I'm a human, you're a human watching a screen. What's like the deepest, simplest, like reason for that, or why we're here? It's like, what if it was a whole nother, like instead we were just like lights going on and off and ticking on and off. And this is like the scariest theory. And I'm going to be real. I've thought about this my whole life, like every month. Like I've always had that. So maybe my brain's just messed up and it's not a good cycle. Maybe I got to just let things go a little bit. That was a water sip. But you know what? I think it's just we don't have to think that much. We really don't. Like, let's think about what's in front of us, what we actually have to deal with. And when I start thinking about things like that, it makes me way more just calm. Makes me feel like things are actually, you know what, man? The world is a wild place, but I got to be thankful for what I'm at right now. What I have around me, what I was able to accomplish, and what I will accomplish. Yeah, and just not let the fire go out. I think that's the hard part. I think that always messes me up too, is when I see like people's fire just dim a little bit, if something bad happens. I'm sure you guys have always seen like those clips of people helping like homeless people, and it's like there's people that literally just get paid through. I think it's a great thing about the social media thing and like the TikTok short form thing is there's like these people that just do like philanthropy where they go to like a homeless dude and like they just like ask for $1 or something, and the homeless guy like gives him $1 and he's like, why'd you give me $1? And the guy's like, I don't know, whatever. And he's like, you know what, man, here's $1,000 and we're gonna go do something crazy or something, or have a great time, have a great day. You know what I mean? I think that's awesome. I feel like that'd be so cool if that became like more mainstream media, you know? If like that's what the news should be, man. The news should be like the reporter goes on the street, talks to a local, you see how they're living. This is how New York is right now for a regular person. You go there, you see what's going on, and they help them out. You know what I mean? I feel like these stations are making money. These people are making so much money for nothing, for reading a script and basically faking it, right? Like, why can't we do something good for people out of that? You know? Instead of having like it being like an Oprah talk show thing or like a Ellen, like, you know, like you win something at the end. What about the news just every day with all this like stories of murder and violence and everything? How about instead in between go out and, you know, I don't know, meet some people actually, and like, I don't know, I feel like that's why everything feels so divided. It just feels like everyone's throwing in like their own little like programmed like negativity, right? And that's all just clashing and it's got nowhere to go. It's just in a pool, a cesspool. And that's just what it is. And that's what we literally just turned a blind eye to be like, well, that's the news. It's crazy. And move on. Which is nuts. You know? I feel like we have a lot of choices to, you know, create the world, like make the world a little bit better, right? But there's just organizations that feed off of negativity. And we're just here to, you know, see it in our peripherals. And that's just going to be the way it is forever. Which is strange, man. It really is. You know, I honestly, I feel like at this point, like since all the social media stuff's been around with like the Indiegogo, Kickstarter, like philanthropy has probably, and like even like charities and stuff like that, like things like through TV media, like news and stuff. I feel like there's been more philanthropy in the time of all of news history is less than the amount of philanthropy through social media, like TikTok age and all that stuff. Like I really feel like that because I feel like, I don't know, those news stations really don't do much. I really don't think they do anymore. It's almost like, I wonder, you know what I mean? I wonder what's going on. What else we got? You know, I was asking I asked people to give me, you know, topics to talk about and, you know, things to say while we're here. I want to hear the you know, the sounds of the people, man, because we're grassroots and that's how we keep it. But you know, if you guys want to have us talk about something that you want to hear, or even if it's like, you know what, man, we have like a website. It's youareherepodcast.net, and my cousin built it. Thank you, Fabricio. I got to get him on this one episode too. I need to. Next solo episode, I'm getting Fabricio on 100%. Because I would really love to do that. But for the website, we have a anonymous question box, all right, where you can just send in whatever. If it's like, honestly, I hope for the future. One thing I wish for the future, I know I don't want to, you know, formulate this podcast in any way, like to give it segments and stuff like that. But I really wish one day that we could interact with more people and talk to more people that are just, you know, people that are either, you know, feeling down or feeling lost or searching for, you know, an outlet or an answer or something. Not that we have answers, but at least an exploration. You know, if we can offer that to people, and at this point, if you're not okay with, like, anonymously, we won't know who you are if you send in a question. Or if you want to, you know, talk to us personally and we can have a more personal talk than just, you know, DM me on Instagram or the podcast on Instagram, You Are Here Podcast. on there, and we always respond and we always talk to you guys, and we appreciate it. And I appreciate the question we got from someone. Basically, let me pull up actually the screenshot to get exactly what they said. What did they say? They said to talk about how difficult it is to socialize as we get older. How do I make new best friends? Whew, man, that's a really, really tough thing, man. That's so, to give an ant like that's the thing too, is why I want to talk to more people, is because there's no just simple answers for anything anymore. As you get older, especially, you know what I mean? There's really no answer for a lot of things, and the only way to get somewhere to a little bit better place is by just talking about it. So I really appreciate putting that in that question. I did deal with this, I think, in the past, and I think I'm still, getting with it these past couple of years. But personally, for me, my closest friends I don't have that big a group, I have Dave, I have Evan, Grace, I have my my film group of people that I talk to very, very often. My brother, I'll count as like a best friend, you know what I mean? I talk to him every day. I don't know. And that word best friends, what does that entail to you? Maybe ask yourself, what is that? What are you searching for when you think of that? Like something to hang out with someone every day, someone to talk to someone every day. Maybe you have someone like that, Maybe there's someone in your past that you can, talk to. Even through the podcast, it's crazy that there's so many people that I went to high school with or middle school that like reached out and said like, "Oh, dude, this is really cool. Like this meant something to me." And I see them, like liking stuff. Like I find that really cool, man. Even like it makes me think that, maybe we're not that close, as friends or best friends. But there's like almost like a history, where at one point in time we were close. You know what I mean? And maybe that went away, but I think it's cool we at least got to experience that, But I think for friends, it's the best thing I would say is to get out of your comfort zone. I met some of my newest best friends when I studied abroad in college. I went to Japan, across the world. I didn't know anyone. And it's funny, I think I may have told this story before, but my first friend I met there was Anthony. Shout out Anthony. I love you, man. I just talked to you today. But I got off the plane there, and we were waiting for like a bus shuttle. And I saw this kid, tall dude, handsome guy, with and I was looking, I was like, and I didn't talk to anyone there, like Mikey, like quiet Mike, off the plane in a different country, around with a bunch of foreigners. I was, people would say stuff, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, hey, yeah. But I'm not one to, walk up and be like, what's up, dude? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. I'm more of like, I linger around and then I slide in something. I hear someone say something and I say, oh, what's up here? But I don't know what compelled me, but maybe it was because I was in a different place and I was like, well, what do I have to lose out here? You know what I mean? But I went up to him and I said, he had a gorilla shirt and I love the gorillas. I was like, dude, I love your shirt. Gorillas, but awesome band, And then after that, I was like, oh, well, we already got that in common. We're chill, and he was dope, and we ended up liking a lot of the same things and being really good friends after that, And we talk throughout the week, every week we're always talking, and I count that as like a best friend thing. And a lot of people from that trip, like Eric, you know what I mean? I went to visit Eric in Oregon, a couple months ago, and I met him by such a chance. You know what I mean? I sat next to him at the orientation thing, and like, I think there's those opportunities all around us at all times. You know, maybe it could be, someone, someone. You just, I really do feel like there's a feeling, because both those times of both those people, I had a feeling. I just had some sort of like, I'm like, you just go. I didn't even think about it. I think I just went and said, hey, what's up, man? Or I sat next to this kid. We both looked at each other and we're like, oh, what's up, dude? And like, I don't know. I can't give you a straight answer to how to make it easier, but I do think maybe say hi to someone every day. Maybe ask someone how more than how they're doing, or hey, how you're doing every day. Maybe ask them something about what they're wearing, or I don't know. It doesn't have to be something weird. I think the only way though that you can socialize more, or like if you really want to do that and you really want to meet more people and I don't know, get out there, is I learned is you just have to open up, not be afraid of, being looked at weird, and just embracing it and just putting yourself out there. Maybe that means, cool example, my good friend Jordan, shout out Jordan. He's going, I didn't even know this was a thing. He's going on like the way I describe it is like a retreat trip, where they basically have these, you can apply for these jobs that are like, you go to a different country, and he's doing like a sustainability course thing where he goes with a bunch of younger, he's taking care of younger kids, and they're doing stuff, and you go with people, your age. And I was like, dude, if I was in like after high school, I would go on one of those trips, and it's like, I think it was like 3 weeks or something, which is like nothing. And you can meet someone like things like put you in circumstances like that. Like that's like kind of like a forced way, you know what I mean? Which you kind of have to force yourself to get out there, But I'd say, even just saying hi to someone every day, I've met a lot of people actually from the cafe, which, were just being like, you know what, I'm going to say hi today. Or, hey, I like your shirt. Or I like, what are you doing today? Are you reading a book? What book is that? And I've got a couple good friends that I talk to now, just from that place. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's gonna help, but it's I think it's definitely scary, and I don't know if that's something for you, but it's definitely it's a scary thing to do. You know what I mean? I think it's maybe try it a couple times. And if it doesn't work out, just tell yourself, look, I don't know. I feel like there's some things I don't want to do sometimes. You know what I mean? So who's to, judge like another person if they don't want to, socialize right now, or if they don't want to talk to you. If they say, oh yeah, haha, all right, bye. That's it. I don't know if that helps, but I hope it did something. If you want to talk about it more, you can always message us. And yeah, thank you so much. Oh, I want to bring up with that too is the feeling of feeling lonely in a way. I think that's another thing I kind of, it creeps up on me, man, and I don't like admitting it. Sometimes it feels a little lonely, And what do I normally do when I get lonely? Usually I talk to a friend, or I aimlessly scroll, Maybe I change it all. I go to the gym, Maybe I go say, you know what, let me try cooking something new. Let me try a new place to eat, And that's what I do. But yeah, that's like one answer I want to find out. Like, what do you do when you feel lonely? You know what I mean? What can you do? What can you do to fix that? Because it's one of those feelings that's not great, That was a water sip. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have much on that. That's definitely something that it just kind of sucks to think about and talk about, Because I think about it, I live alone, and I'm like, is Mikey lonely? Like, technically, do you live alone? And like, You go home after a long day, or you go home and close the door, and you're like, is this what lonely is? Could be. Who knows? You know, it's funny because when you think lonely, it means alone, right? Or the feeling of being alone. Maybe that's a better definition. What is the definition of lonely, man? Dude? Man? Dude? Lonely. Sad because one has no friends or company. That's really the definition? Interesting. Without companion, solitary. See, that doesn't. I feel like that almost doesn't. Oh, this is a good thing to talk about. It feels like I can feel lonely, right when I go home and whatever. But yesterday I was with people, with new people I met, and we had a great time and all this stuff. I was doing work. It's all like this very sudden, like in the moment feeling. Like I think, you know what? Oh my God, I'm having a whole epiphany here, because we're always about like living in the moment, right? But what if in that moment you're feeling bad, right? Now what? So in that moment, it's like, all right, so we got to live with what we have right now, right? I guess it's tough. I think that's where I'm tripping up, because when I'm lonely, I'm like, you know what, man, like maybe I got to get out there more, stuff like that. But really, it's like, hey, dude, throughout the week, you've hung out with people, you've done this. You're not void of companions or friends, So, I think maybe that's where that question might have come from, I think maybe we got to look at, who we do have around, right? Would you rather have a bunch of friends and it not mean much? Or would you rather have a lot of like solid people that you know and love and you can trust, I think eventually people like that end up showing up, because that's not something that life is going to give to you just like, like, oh, here you go. Here's a dope friend you're going to have for the rest of your life. You're going to have a great time. Even I think even if you go searching for it, you're not going to have that, But I don't know. Yeah, I think a good thing too with that question would be maybe look around and see what you have, Maybe hug that friend a little extra hard. Or tell them that you appreciate the friendship. You appreciate, being able to experience this life, man, together with these people, and not wishing for new things, because you never know. It's hard to get a good thing. But, I think I'll say, if you put yourself out there, you'll meet other people trying to put themselves out there, or not. And then in those moments, be glad for what you have. You know what I mean? I mean, are we philosophers now? What are we doing here? What is this? Why is it when I'm solo I become a philosopher? I'm starting to cult. What's another thing I want to talk about? I got a whole list here. I had a recent kind of thing. Let me talk a little about what we've been working on, all right? Because I know when Davey gets back, I'm going to start kicking his ass, because I've been feeling it. It's time to get in business mode, all right? It's time to get in. Let's start creating our own empire, all right? But jokes aside, I'm starting a little... it's tough to say what it is, but I'm going to say, it's the starts of a production company with a close friends. And I'm looking to, you know what it is? I was writing stuff down. I was like, you know what? Some things I've been writing this past week. I want to put my dreams into action. I want to start doing it. I want to start putting all these ideas I have and making them. I'm done with thinking about, like working with what we got, or these people want a little, a little job from like, or they want a lot for no compensation or stuff like that. I think I'm done with it, man. Um, I think if any of you, if you've been in the at least freelancing business and stuff like that, it's like it sucks because a lot of people want stuff for so little now because it's so accessible for anyone to start anything right now. The saturation is tough sometimes. And I think it taints it for the rest of the artists, but I think it makes the real, it makes the real stuff shine through. I always like not second guess, but I always like devil's advocate my own thoughts. Like the saturation makes the good stuff really shine through and be like, damn, that's really good. But it also, like, you got platforms for like Ice Spice. I'm sorry I said it. You got platforms for Ice Spice. You probably got hundreds of, I'm going to say, the same female rappers out in the Bronx and Queens. And just like, I don't know. Maybe you guys got, what? Someone schooled us on MGK, dude. And it didn't change my mind a little bit. Maybe a little tiny bit. I still don't like MGK. But maybe someone can change my mind about Ice Spice and why she's talented. You can let me know. Because that flow's not changing, just saying. And it's made a couple songs. And she's already a millionaire. So make it make sense. Give me that math and make it make sense. Because it's not adding up. I don't know what I was talking about. Oh, so the little production company. Basically, I got my own space. With, with these workers I'm working with the fam I'm bringing in, and we're working together to bring this place up to standards. And it made me really think like it's time to kick into gear. It's time to just like stop. I'm done. Like if you want to make it happen, make it happen. And a big thing I really want to work on is I've said it a couple times on this, and it's funny sometimes talking about it because I haven't put anything out, but like doing this music stuff, I feel like I'm very passionate about it. Like it's something when I think about it and I talk about it, it makes me really excited and it makes me really, I don't know, just I want to do it. It really, really puts a fire in me that I really want to do. And I've been thinking a lot about, I think over the years of just like the process of like putting it out and like what would be right is like, I don't want to just put one song out there and, like screw it, like, and like there's no backing. Like I want to make it a whole package. Like I don't want to just, cause I know the worth, you know what I mean? Of like art. I know the worth of what I'm doing. So I wanna be able to put it out there, And I think this is that kind of like, usually you get that talk of like with art and like ego and worth and value of it. But I think it's necessary in art to an extent, I think you have to do it. And I think everyone goes through it, and that's one of those things. Like me balancing, all that other stuff. You got to balance, those aspects of art because it's definitely there. How can you value like the subjective? But that's a thing we do, and you got to figure out. So why would I settle for less? Why would I not, want to make it the best experience? I do. I want to make it that. So that's why I haven't really put anything out. But I think there's a time and a place. And I think that is coming up, man. I want to bring up, another thing I'm really passionate about, especially with music, is like finding new artists, I'm going to be the hipster. I'm the hipster guy that finds the band before it comes out. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. And I think this is a safe space we could talk about that. I'm the guy that finds the band, the artist, the rapper, who's going to be big before they blow up, like months before or a week before. And I'm like, oh, these guys are going to blow up. Like Brockhampton, like Mac DeMarc, like all these. I can name so many, right? And yeah, I'm in tune with the sounds, man. I'm so in tune with the grooves. Um, but yeah, well, I don't even know what's gonna go with that. Damn it, my jokes made me forget. Um, I'm in tune with the sounds. I'm grooving with the groove. Fuck, damn it. See what I do, and I'm keeping this in because I forgot. But oh, I think I did write it down. Yes. Okay. So, well, maybe we can step back a couple steps. Let's go. Let's roll it back a little bit and go back to that thing about art, right? And that I want to put out something. I don't want to settle for less. And I think my favorite things are like the truest forms of art. I want to talk about that because I feel like there's a lot of half baked stuff, ideas. Like a good example is like a Kendrick Lamar album. Like a Pink Floyd album. Things that have way more layers than like some hype like party music. And there's, like I said, a time and place. And I love that. I love like I'm glad that that's the way it is, that there's options. Um but I do think that the valuation, like, that can hold way more. You know what I mean? Um, of how much is like personal is put into that. Like, I was just thinking, I really don't want to make anything that's some guy that, like, you're trying to, I don't know, budget it, or like someone's like, oh, I'll give you this money, but I want you to I want to write this line in it. Like, you have to talk about doorknobs. All right. You have to say Big J, shout out Big J in the track. Like, no, I don't want to have someone, like an outside influence, like, poke their way into the project. I want to be able to, I think that taints the end product. I think the art should come from, like a single place. Collaboration is totally different, but I think a story or a song or things that really, I think the things that hit you, that really make you feel something, are from a very personal and, like, singular origin. And I think I want to do things, and that's the path of, you have to do it yourself, or people, up to a point where people believe in your singular thought, and I think that's what those big artists have accomplished, which is awesome. There are, though, I think it's kind of impossible to want to do that, now that I think about it, because a lot of those artists still, like, they have a record label, and you got to have certain things. Yeah. So maybe it's not fully possible, but you can be independent. There's a lot of people doing it, and it's definitely possible. But yeah, I guess that's my thing. Where are we at right now? 45 minutes. Oh, what do we do now? Truest forms of art. What's something that moved me recently in terms of art? I don't know. I can't think of anything. Oh, I guess I can talk about this. Oh, on my see, I don't want to get off social media. All right, I don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to just, like, quit it, because I think I don't know. Why do I not want to do it? I think I want to be connected. I want to have at least something for, I don't know. I still want to post about the podcast. I don't know why that's a thing. That's a reason. I can't like totally give up the thing, right? Is that coping? Guys, tell me. I can't totally give it up. I mean, technically it's, I don't know, I connect with people, I talk with people every day on there. It's kind of like ingrained now. But it made me want to start posting more of my art on there. You know, if I'm gonna be on there, I may as well be posting stuff that, you know, is I don't know, a reflection of what I think or what I create. I've been posting some pictures. I got some rolls of film back, film photos from Japan, and the past honestly like 6 months. And honestly, I love the idea of I actually gave Dave a camera for his birthday, and some film to take while he's out there. You know, I think it's cool and it's cool that I think Kodak was the brand I bought. They're making like actual little film cameras reusable that you can, you know, develop just rolls of film, regular rolls of film, instead of like a point and shoot, like a disposable camera, you know, which is cool. I think it's cool that they're, making it more mainstream. So I think it's just, there's something about having the physical thing that it really speaks to me. If you know me personally, I'm a bit of like a collector, hoarder. Not hoarder, like I keep my place clean, but I have a lot of things that I like collecting, I think. And I don't know, that's one thing that it just makes me happy to have things. I think I hold a lot of sentimental value to memories, items, things I collect, things I do, honestly. Yeah, like I don't think everyone listens to like vinyl and cooks dinner. I'm sure there's a lot, but like hanging up my pictures on the fridge or on like like photos on the wall, things that mean to me. I like having things around me that mean something to me. Honestly, my biggest hell is like a designer house, in like LA, it's like a $10 million mansion where it's just like, it's like random ass designer art, like on the walls and stuff. Like, oh, something just like, it makes me just want to just throw up all over it. Just throw it all out. I don't know. I have there's something, I think that links back honestly to everything I just talked about. Like, things mean a lot to me, maybe. And yeah, I don't think I want to change that. I like having things mean a lot. I think that's who I am. But I don't know. Should there be a balance in that? Should some things mean a lot? Should some things mean a little? Maybe hold less to heart. Have you guys ever thought about going like minimalist? You ever see that, like minimalistic lifestyle? It's like everything is, you only have what you have. Technically, you only need like a week's worth of clothing before you can do laundry. And let me tell you, my closets are full, and my car is full of bags that I have to donate. And I keep forgetting, and I've had them in there for 3 weeks already. Well, he just remembered. Yep. Yeah. I think I'm running out of things. I think we did good. 50 minutes. What do you think, guys? I'm talking to no one. But it felt good. I feel nice. Once again, I didn't feel no nerves coming up on the mic. Yeah. You know what I didn't do? I didn't shout out any of the things I'm supposed to shout out. Shout out to Anytown Actors Lab. And you know what? I'm just going to keep it like this because I forgot, and we got to keep it real. We got to keep it real, baby. The realest partner of the realest podcast in the game, Anytown Actors Lab. They got a podcast out right now. Adam's doing his work. I watched the episode and I loved it. If you're looking to act, if you're in the middle of it, if you're trying to get back into it, I suggest you go on anytimeactorslab.com. They got a free online consultation. He's doing classes to everyone. And classes are filling up. Honestly, I don't know if there's any spots right now. But if you definitely want to learn, right now, go on his TikTok, Anytime Actors Lab, on TikTok, and you can start learning. He's breaking down scenes. He's showing what's good acting, what's bad. He's personal experiences. I mean, the guy's doing it all. And it's the best acting teaching you're going to get right now, I think. From people that actually care about you. Yeah, Anytime Actors Lab. Also, there's in-person classes in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Get on there. And shout out to the patrons, patreon.com/YouAreHerePodcast. I mean, if you just want to throw us a bone, just help us out. We only put it back into the business. Everything behind me, the shelves, the remodel we did back here. I mean, it all goes back into the business, baby. And we keep it grassroots. Also, if you want to send in a gift, this SpongeBob painting is from a viewer, so it'll go up on the wall. Just telling you, we try to keep it spicy. We're also on Twitch, twitch.tv/YouAreHerePodcast, and I don't know if we're going to be twitching anymore. We could talk about this too. So Twitch is kind of going downhill right now. Basically, Twitch is owned by Amazon, and Amazon offers streaming services, right? To all these platforms, to Twitch, to YouTube, to Kick, to Rumble, to all this stuff. If you have a live streaming service, usually Amazon's providing you service. And I don't know. There's this big debacle right now where Twitch keeps doing this thing where they're taking money from. Well, they're making basically the payment split way smaller, like throughout the years. They're really making it small. And people aren't liking it. And people are moving to different platforms. And I think the biggest streamer went from Twitch to one of these other, I think it was Kick, other streaming service. So I don't know if we're going to be on there. I think we might just go to YouTube because that's a safe bet. They've never really changed their, policies, and no one's really that pissed at them. So, and that'll link up with our, our YouTube account with the podcast. So I don't know. Maybe I'll update you. I'll got to talk to Dave about it, and we'll let you know maybe next time. But that's a thing. It's such a weird world, man. Like that string of just sentences I said about streaming service. Like if an alien came down, what are they thinking? What are they going to be thinking? They're going to say these people are just literally obsessed with nothing. Like they don't see it plain in sight. You're just looking at like time just fly the fuck by. Pardon my French. The first time I cursed today. Surprising. I think Dave brings out the cursing sailor in me. I don't think I cursed one time this whole episode because I realized that I just said that. That was wild. Dave, what did you done to me? I'm just kidding. Don't take that to heart. But yeah, aliens would not like it here. I'm convinced. And guys, that's about it, I think. I think we're there. I think we're chilling. I think that was an episode. That was definitely an episode. I hope you guys really enjoyed the rest of the week. If you made it this far, I love you. And we'll see you next time. My name is Mike, and I'm signing out.